It's professional. They do that.
We need one of those clappers.
Rolling. All right. So, tell us a little about yourself, Tim.
Well, let's see. Born and raised in Chicago. I grew up, what people would say, on the rough side of town. Parents, both hard workers. Both are ministers and whatnot. So, even though we stayed on part of towns where people wouldn't really go to, they still kept us in a positive mindset. And so, around the age of 8 is when I really started to just get into culinary. I saw my mom, my grandmother, both sides of the family. I saw my dad cooking, and they cook all the time together. And it really just stuck with me. It really just made me want to immerse myself more into the culture of food. And then one of the schools I went to in grade school, they took us to Chinatown. And when I was in 3rd grade, I was eating Chinese cuisine that was authentic. I was having duck and stuff and Beijing beef and all these type of great dishes that were authentic from the actual restaurants. And from there, I just really just stuck with it. All throughout grade school to high school, I was the guy taking all the food classes. And also, funny thing about it is that at one point in my life, I did try to go to school for something else. I went to college, and I changed my major 3 times before I went to culinary. I went for music, and then I went for acting, and then something else I forgot. But then after that change, I was like, you know what? This is something that's been in me for years. So why not do something that I love, that I know that I can do in my sleep, and make a career off of it.
Now, one question that everyone wants to know is, what is your favorite dish? Not only to make, but to eat. And they could be 2 different dishes, but one to make and one to eat.
I am a big breakfast chef. I love making breakfast. That was one of the childhood memories that I had growing up. Mom and Dad would come together and they would put together this amazing feast, and all of us would be together, and then, if people were over for breakfast, it got even bigger. And so anything breakfast wise, I really love to coin in on. And then as far as to eat, I'm a big Italian guy. I love good Italian food. And then my second will probably be Mexican, but it has to be authentic, And so Italian food is my thing where I may say I'm done, I had enough, but I might sneak back in the middle of the night. Keep going for the middle of the night, and keep just I'll sit there and finish off maybe a couple pounds of pasta. If I'm not, conscious about, my weight and whatnot.
So, not many people know that you moved away from Chicago and lived in Texas for a little bit. How does that influence your cooking style, your dishes that you make or think about creating?
Well, the reason why I moved away from Chicago is because I was in a point in my career where I was trying to transition over to being from a line cook mentality to someone in management who has more creative control. And at that time, Chicago was very, very cutthroat. And I believe that they may have changed it just to do more as far as unity and whatnot. But I really I went out to Texas, and I was welcomed with open arms. I went into a country club full of, let's say, about 98% old white Texans. I'm gonna be real with it. And I'm thinking I'm not gonna get anywhere in here. I'm just gonna cook. And my executive chef says, hey, you know what? I want to give you this opportunity. So he gave me the opportunity, and I sat there, and I was there. I was the guy who was there. I was there for about 2 months. I was there from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. just cooking on my feet. But it never wore me down to the point where I wanted to quit. Now, at the time I got upset. I wanted to quit the actual establishment, but as far as being a chef, no. So once that all happened, and then that all kind of played its course, that's when I started seeing that I wanted to do something more than just what Texas offers. Texas is big for barbecue and whatnot. They're not really big on I want to say, Chicago cuisine. And so I went around places and whatnot, and everybody's doing the same thing. I said, you know what? All of my friends have been saying, hey man, come on back, let's come out to Chicago. And people thought I was nuts because it's expensive to live here. I mean, you have, what, a 20% chance of the restaurant even making it. But I said, you know what? This is where I started off at. This is where I want to make things go to the next level. So I came back.
You were briefly on Food Network.
Yes.
You were on Guys Grocery Games.
Yes, sir.
Where you competed against 3 other chefs using what they had in the supermarket and what challenges you had to make a dish.
Right.
How did that moment, that opportunity to be on Guys Grocery Games affect your career, and how did it evolve you as a chef?
That's a great question. Let's go back to how I got on there. I was solicited by a lady by the name of Liz Harris. She found me on LinkedIn. Believe it or not, I didn't have to fill out an application. She found me and said, hey, I've been looking at your stuff. She's been going through all my social media accounts. She'll tell all these chefs, if you want to make something yourself, keep posting, do something. And she gave me this long, like 2 or 3 paragraph response. And it was just, I was hesitant at first. I was like, this is a scam. Somebody trying to get some money out of me or something like that. I don't know what's going on. And my wife said, no, like, go for it. This may be something to help your career. So 6 months later, about 7 interviews, 3 phone, 4 Skype, 500 pictures, tons of releases and whatnot. I went on there, and my fear kicked in. And what I mean by that is sometimes when you're used to being a certain place in your life, you get a fear of the unknown. I've never been to California, so my first time in California, I was on Food Network. So at the time, I was froze up, but then when I got back home, I said, this is a blessing bigger than I ever imagined. You know, I'm a kid from Chicago, and now here I am, flying to San Francisco, getting a chauffeur out, you know, had the Food Network on the shirts, and has the little stuff, whatever. I had 2 producers and whatnot, and I went on there, I met some amazing chefs, Guy Fieri, very, very sweet guy. He gave me a hug, says, hey man, your story that about the one I wrote in Culinary Magazine really touched him. That's why, because he personally said, get Tim Johnson out here. Guy Fieri himself. And so I went in there, and I remember he was like, okay, you know, there's like, just relax, you know, they were showing us around the schematics of the set, and we said, okay, it's ready to go. We did all our shots, you know, the little up from above shots or whatever, little poses and whatnot. It says, all right, this is what you're doing. This is your list. Let's go. And at this moment, like cement became my blood. I was like, oh, you know, it's like, oh shit, I have to do this right now. Like, I have 30 minutes, and you know, I kind of got lost at first, but then once the nerves shook, that's when Chef Tim stepped in. He said, hey, you're here for a reason. You know, and unfortunately, I got so many encouraging words after that. Me personally, I'm a very passionate person. So whenever something does go my way, I kind of beat myself up about it. I kind of put myself in a position where I'm like, okay, what happened? A couple of chefs put me aside back at the hotel. One by the name of Stretch Romner. He has Grinders Barbecue. He's out in Missouri. And then a guy by the name of Spice King called Keith Loren pulled me aside. And they said, don't worry about it. And I was like, what do you mean? You don't understand. Thousands upon thousands of chefs put in applications to be where you are right now. And here you are with your own trailer. Anything you want, you can get. Chauffeured around, and you're in the company of great chefs. You know, you're in the company of chef greats who are not just recognized nationally, but internationally. And so I took that with me. And then, you know, when I got back home, I took the loss kind of hard. And something that Bo McMillan told me, and to this day, if I see that man, I'm going to give him a big hug. He says, take this as something that's going to strengthen you. And he asked me, because everybody else he was kind of just joking what, but he came to me and got serious face. Serious, I mean, the most serious face he had the whole day. He said, "What did you learn?" And I said, "Don't be scared to go for it." He's like, "Exactly." And at that point is when I got my courage to say, you know what? It may sound crazy what I want to do, but let me go for it. I may fail here and there. I may get a million no's, but that one yes is going to be worth it, because that one yes is going to get me farther than those million no's did. So, because at the end of the day, no matter how big I get, the person who I'm serving food to is more important than who I am. Because if nobody's eating my restaurant, it could be gorgeous, but if nobody's eating my restaurant, then I'm just sitting like a big idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's always been my mindset. Even after that happened, even after all the fans hit me up saying, "Hey chef, loved you on there," and you never know who you touch. And I shared my story about me being bullied. I've gotten countless emails and messages saying, "Chef, you inspired me." I came back home, and about half the youth in my church want to be chefs now, because they saw me, somebody from Chicago, on Food Network. So now I know that I can do so many things with that. I can do a youth initiative. I can train up the next world of chefs. You know what I mean? So it was a very, very big blessing to see all that. I want to be somebody who can just, I'm a chef, but when you see me, you're not like, "Oh my God, I can't talk to him. He's this big celebrity." It's, hey, I'll sit down and talk with you. I'll sit down and make jokes or give you a history lesson or whatnot. But I would never make you feel like you're less than.
Now, you were talking about your coats, the chef shoes, and everything like that. Your chef coat line has been going on for a number of years now.
Right.
What is your personal favorite coat?
The one I just made, actually, it's a perfect short sleeve one. Has the kente cloth on the inside of it. It has the trim that I like, and it's just a lightweight. And besides that one, every coat that I've made for every customer that we have, people think that because you don't see me on social media like other chef coat companies that are cookie cutter companies, oh, what are you 3X, whatever, this and that. No. What we are is a milestone of achievement for a chef. When you get our coats, you're not just getting a regular Joe Schmo coat. You're getting a coat that's custom designed for you, and your pattern is locked in. So I don't care how much money you have. If somebody came to me $10 million saying, "I want Eli's coat," I say, you can't have it. It's in our agreement with Eli that his coat is his coat, and we literally shipped coats all over the world. Every continent you've shipped coats to. I didn't know that. So my dad told me, he was like, "Yes, we've shipped literally all over the world. We shipped to Taiwan, we shipped to Africa, France, you name the place we shipped it to, And so that's something that I'm excited about, because now I think people are seeing more and more that my coats are not like anything you've seen on the market at all.
Now, let's take a step back. Your favorite moment as a chef, as a kid, doesn't matter. What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment is when me and my wife were dating, and I told her to come over to the house, and I wanted to cook for her. And at that time, I was working for my dad in the shop, and I got some money together, and I went to Myers. I went to the grocery store, and I got everything I need to cook this dinner for her. And I even sat there and fixed up the table. Got the drinks and whatnot. We were underage, so we couldn't get anything like that. So, and I told her to dress nice. And I told my parents to go upstairs. I want to cook for my girlfriend. And I sat there and I was cooking everything together. Everything came along great. I did the salad and croutons and everything like that. And I said, this is for you. And the look on her face when I did that, I knew that this was for my wife. Now, if I could cook for you the rest of my life, I'd be a happy man.
I think that's going to do it. That's going to be all the questions we have for this time.
Okay.
Maybe we'll revisit this later on down.
Sure.
But Yeah, thanks for taking the time.
No problem. Thank you.
And cut.
Was that all of them?
That was all of them, plus a couple bonus.
All right.